Different now. Давайте Rasmatri Rasiu. I speak a little Russian, not the greatest, but I don't know if I've ever done Russia. Not being able to move. This will be interesting. I'm gonna give myself maybe an extra 10 seconds because I find um, the clock keeps running while I'm, doing the post turn analysis, yada yada yada. I guess the main stuff in Russia, um, figure out, are you in Moscow or St. Petersburg or a smaller city based on kind of how many gigantic buildings are around you, and try not to be way off with the whole Far East. Um, if you see a lot of trees, dense forest, you're definitely more north. If you see open field, you're more south. Um, but it can be hard, especially not being able to move around and pick up a clue, because they have a very kind of nationally homogenous style on a lot of things. Playgrounds, architecture, compared to many other countries, and it's just so huge. But let's have fun with this. Let's start. Let's play 2 or 3 rounds, and I'll try to talk through Russia because I'm not an expert by any means, but I think a lot of people are completely lost when it comes to Russia. Maybe I can be of a little bit of help here. Not if the location won't load. There's also like a level of prosperity. So you can see here, these are old buildings. Kind of a small town square. Old car. These garages are really common in Russia. Where, in an alleyway or something, you got a bunch of garages. Um, See some decent trees. So I don't think we're in like the middle of a steppe. I think I'm gonna go split the difference, maybe a little bit more in this area, a little further east, not in a super big place. Okay, so I guess close to Ufa, and this was like more like Nizhny Novgorod and some other Dzerzhinsk after one of the nice people from the old days. I do feel like in the scheme of Russia, being off by 450 miles is not much. So 1700 is pretty harsh. I'll be hoping to crack 8,000 at this rate. Let's see what's next. I talk too much again. I have that bad habit. And now there's only 30 seconds left. But we're in a city. Wide landing. Gedorchka, this store, you see that stuff, like, that's all over Russia. But it's a good, like, kind of tell. Okay. Didn't have as much of a chance as I would want, but let's just go a city between other cities. And hopefully get lucky. Chelyabinsk, I think. Okay. Next. Alright, maybe this time I'll have some time to think about what's going on. Oh, this is way more rural. You have the pines. You have the hill with pines. You can see another peak off in the distance. So this is like making me think that we're significantly further east. And I would say north, but it's just a little bit too arid and kind of rocky. Kind of like that northern area, which I mean like in around St. Petersburg, maybe east of there, Pskov, Peninsula. It's just kind of not this arid looking, I would say. So maybe go, it's just only like the freaking middle of the country, but. Only off by like 270 miles. I'll take that. Let's go next. Here we go. This looks more like a smaller town. Gas. Is that just a gas pipe? These are deciduous trees. I don't know, like orchard fruit. I barely know my trees in the US, let alone Russia. One interesting thing, this white around here to keep bugs away. I don't know if it works. This isn't like the shabbiest looking building. I can't read that sign. Okay. Little road here, a little bit of that. I think you're kind of a little bit more south than north here, but you're definitely not in the steppe per se. I'm gonna go back to this kind of west central Russia. Oh, that's more like south. Oh, this is very close to where my mother-in-law lives. I shouldn't have screwed that up. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's go next. Ooh, big apartment blocks. Broad boulevards. I love it. Um, yeah, this is a lot of high buildings. Uber. Okay. Well, I think Uber got kind of banned from a lot of places, but I think they would have originally been in either Moscow or St. Petersburg. To me, it's a little bit flat. It looks a little more like St. Petersburg on the outskirts. It's a weak prediction. Let's get a click in before the thing goes. Well, that was on Vasilevsky Island, but pretty close. 12 miles away in Russia isn't bad. So let's view our final results. Literally, my mother-in-law lives in Novosibirsk, Russia, and that fourth one was like 10 miles away from her town. I even said it looks kind of arid, but it just didn't look enough like a steppe. But when you're in the town and there's a Kuban River there, it does kind of, um, what the hell am I trying to say? Moisturize things a little bit. All right, let's do a second round. I think I'm only going to do two, because where I'm at right now, it's getting late. But hopefully talking through my Russia logic might help a little bit. I think I got a little lucky, like, here, for sure. 'Cause it's just such a vast area. But let's try again. Okay, nice Russian village. Blossoming trees. Oh, but as you turn this way, you see some taller buildings. So this could be more the outskirts of a mid-sized city. A lot of stuff made out of tin and wood. This has got, to me, you can see a little step there. So I don't know. I don't think you're gonna be. Could it be close to like Krasnodar or Stavropol or one of these cities? Rostov na Don, I don't know. If you guess down here and you're wrong, you're very far off. Let's go Volgograd just to hedge a little bit. And that was a good decision because it got me a little bit closer to Ekaterinburg, so. Okay. Like, are those real women? I think somebody's cleaning that window. Interesting. Stroy dom. What, build your house? Build your house and clean it too? And then they blur out the road sign that might be of assistance. So thank you. Oh my gosh. We ready to do some math? Berlin, 2,500 kilometers. Vladivostok, 8,700 kilometers. Sochi, 384 kilometers. Krasna, okay. That's southern Russia. Let's get a click in here. Boom. Let's see how close we are. Okay, 76 miles. All right, next. This looks a little more northern. These, I don't know if they're birches or whatever. Kaskadnaya? Autosurface. Oh, that's just a street. Okay. It does help that I can read Cyrillic, which I understand probably the average random Geoguessr player can't. I admit that. You know, you got to take your advantages. My wife is Russian, and I've been studying for a few years. I'm by no means fluent, but yeah, this is like, I'm gonna go up more in this area. Oh, way off. That's close to Rostov. Well, you don't win them all. Just thought that tree profile was a little bit more northern. See, now this is what I talk about with steppe. Huge mountains to the south and southwest and west. And this is flat. I mean, you are, unless it's in Mongolia, then I would expect just a little bit too much grass to be out here. Out here in this Mongolia area, there's like absolutely positively nothing. This is like mostly nothing. But like, where do you go that you can get that close to mountains without having to go through forest first? This is tricky. Because it could be. Maybe I should go over there. I don't know. Okay, I was basically right. I was worried it was going to be in Mongolia. Alright, next. Ooh, definitely a town, baby, stroller, apartment block. A lot of people have these like windows that pop out. So it's a birch. A little shabby here. I mean, it's not like a rich apartment block. Definitely a little older. Just seems like, you know, in like Moscow, it's a little more, in a lot of places, like put together. It's like dry and parched. I don't know. It's probably too far east. Ugh. I hate this. Let's go there. Kazan. Oh, baby. That was a good last minute click. That was a little lucky. I was just trying to find any mid-sized city. And that wasn't even part of the city. It just happened to be close to it. That one was pretty lucky. I'll call that luck. Okay, so 3 that I was pretty close on, and 2 that were a little further. But I'll take it. So I don't know. I hope this is a little bit helpful on trying to figure Russia out and get a feel for it. I hope I'm communicating that feel. I did get lucky a couple times. I think I probably scored a little bit above average for what I would do, not being able to move in Russia. But at the same time, I hope that, you know, just being able to sense, because you can't really read the signs, sense the moisture levels, sense the vegetation, sense the development level of the area you're at, are some things you can do to hopefully get a little more accurate. Of course, have a giant sign telling you you're 9,000 kilometers from Vladivostok and like 300 kilometers from Sochi. That helps too, but you're not always going to get that. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching, and leave any questions in the comments.